Under a dead winter moon, Liora saw the frozen lake split open, and a masked keeper waiting inside the impossible dark. Blackmere had feared the bell beneath its lake for years, a sound no church owned and no soul dared follow. When Liora entered the village, she found doors closing, eyes lowering, and fear already settled like frost in every breath. In the inn's dim firelight, a blind elder watched Liora unfold a blackened letter tied to an older, darker past. The name on the parchment was Elric Vale, and when the first bell rang, the whole room seemed to lose its courage. At the lake's edge, Liora saw shapes beneath the ice that did not belong to any ordinary winter. Blue symbols awakened under her feet, and a lone masked man appeared at the center of the frozen black water. Then the lake opened, and with a missing girl already taken below, Liora had no reason left to hesitate. She followed the path beneath the ice, descending into a silence that felt older than the village above. Beneath Blackmere lay a buried cathedral, a root-bound bell, and villagers trapped in the stillness of stolen memory. Its walls told of a vanished kingdom and a queen who had traded her people's names for forbidden power. At the far end of the darkness, the queen still waited on her throne, untouched by time and empty of mercy. When Liora raised her staff, the cathedral answered with light, and memory itself began to move around her. The queen offered the oldest temptation of all, the promise that Liora would never be forgotten. But Liora chose the living over the throne of shadows, even as the bell prepared to claim the village forever. Shadows rushed across the stone, and the battle for Blackmere began in fire, chains, and rising dark. The queen reached not for Liora's life, but for the memories that made her whole. In answer, Liora struck the earth with light and forced the bell to reveal the names it had devoured. Then she made the only choice that could end it, and shattered the curse at its source. The buried kingdom broke apart as memory returned to the lost, and the queen's stolen power began to fail. From the split bell rose the lights of the forgotten, and the queen fell back into the darkness she had fed. When the silence returned, it was no longer haunted. It was the silence that comes after release. By dawn, the lake was clear again, and Blackmere stood before a morning it had almost forgotten. Families found one another on the shore, and grief gave way to the fragile shape of relief. Elric laid down his broken mask at last, no longer a keeper of fear, only a man who had endured it. Liora learned that her mother had once stood at this same edge and tried to hold the darkness back. The letter had always been meant for a nightshade, and the burden of answering it now belonged to Liora. Yet victory had taken something from her, one small memory that would never return in the same form. In its place, Blackmere raised a humble bell of its own, imperfect, mortal, and finally free of the past. And as Liora walked on beneath the fading winter sky, the village behind her was no longer afraid to remember.